I was honored to be in Kansas and had the opportunity to meet our next guest. Her name is Joy Eakins. She is running to be the next governor of the state of Kansas. Joy, good to have you with us today.
Hello, Todd. Thanks for the invitation to be on. It's great to be here.
So how's the campaign going in these early days?
We've had a great launch. We just launched the day before I met you, and it's been so great. We've had wonderful response from the people of Kansas. I think they're looking for a new kind of leadership here in our state.
So what is the big issue facing Kansas voters?
Well, that's a great question, and it feeds right into why I'm running, which is that our people, the greatest asset this state has, they're leaving our state because they cannot find opportunity here. And these people, they're innovative and genuine, and they have interest in others, and they're hardworking, and they're right here in the middle of the country, and they want their piece of the American dream too, but it's gotten harder and harder to have that here in Kansas under our Democrats in the governor's house and under some weak leadership from the Republicans. So I'm not a politician, and I've jumped in the race to set a vision for a Kansas comeback.
So what does that look like for you? Because you guys are in a weird state where, one election cycle you're going Democrat, the next Republican, at least when it comes to the governor's mansion. What is it going to take to convince voters that you're the right person for the job?
I think people want a vision, and they want to see where we could go. Kansas really should be the best place in America to live the American dream, and there's 5 areas that we've defined in our campaign to look at. One is improving education. We still don't have school choice here, and we've got some issues with outcomes. They're not well. We're paying a lot of money for terrible outcomes. So we're going to improve education. We're going to cut taxes in Kansas. The individual tax burden is only 1% lower than California. And I think people are shocked by that because we're a really red state. But they are, and people are leaving California too, just like they are Kansas. We're going to eliminate red tape for businesses, and both of those things, taxes and red tape, will help make us an epicenter for entrepreneurs and businesses, and all those New York City businesses that want to leave. They can come right here and join Kansas. We're going to make it easier to own a home, and we're going to strengthen families.
Well, I can tell you right now, that's probably going to be a pretty long list of businesses. Just absolute insanity what's happening in the Big Apple right now, where they are literally embracing an avowed socialist who wants the government to start taking over things like grocery stores. Joy, you wonder, again, you look and you laugh at New York City, but you wonder how many other socialists are now being elected to offices across the country.
That's so important. And, Tocqueville said there's nothing more arduous than the apprenticeship of liberty. It's not just a given. You don't just have freedom because you have it once. You have to keep fighting for it over and over and over again, making sure that people understand why we have it and making sure they understand the importance of it. I mean, I started a business 17 years ago here in Kansas because we are a free country, and I can own my own business and have an idea and do something different. If I lived in some other countries, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I've got my piece of the American dream, and I think more people need to have it for sure.
Joy Eakins running to be the next governor of Kansas. And Joy, where can people go if they want to get information about you and your campaign?
Sure, they can go check out our website at kansascomeback.com. We are ready to lead a Kansas comeback here in the middle of the country.
So kansascomeback.com, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to go and check that out. I know we have a lot of listeners across the entire state of Kansas. And Joy, when you look at what the president is trying to do and the incredible work that this big, beautiful bill is going to accomplish, and especially with the farming industry, I know that's a big issue for you guys. What are you going to be doing to stand alongside farmers there in Kansas?
Oh, my goodness. We've already been out talking to farmers and hearing what all of their concerns are, and in rural communities, which are losing the worst in our state, and thinking about how we can help them move forward with things like housing and education would be big, but also broadband. We had this Biden administration put this broadband thing in place that puts so many requirements, so many woke requirements on it. We couldn't get anybody hooked up to it. So we're going to change those things and make it easier and better for the people who live in rural Kansas and our farmers.
Well, I love this, and I know that education is a huge passion of yours. You were spent several years on the Board of Education there in Wichita. So I know all of our KQAM listeners are very much aware. And I love this idea of fighting for parents' rights, which is a huge issue nationwide right now, Joy.
It really is. So, there's people who think they know how to raise our children better than we do. And unfortunately, they seem to be running things in our schools these days. And, one of the things I've heard from teachers who have had stellar careers and they're leaving public education because they get accused of misgendering a child, or there's policies out there that they don't agree with, hiding things from parents. And so they're leaving education. And, that's leaving a big hole with only people in the classroom that think it's okay to hide things from parents. So we need to give parents the strongest voice we can. And one way to do that is to give them vouchers. But there are other policies we need to put in place for these families as well.
All right, folks, again, the website address, kansascomeback.com. That's kansascomeback.com. Joy Eakins, a Republican candidate for governor in Kansas. And Joy, we wish you nothing but the best out there on the campaign trail.
Well, thank you, Todd, and keep doing what you're doing because we need this voice.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out that website, and a big decision for all of you Kansas voters here in the coming days as we head toward the midterm elections.